I'm Bobby. Standing in the grand ballroom of the Grand Regent Hotel, I watched as the FBI agents swarmed in, shattering the illusion of the Kensington family's high society elegance. The room that was once filled with the sound of soft jazz and polite chatter now echoed with the heavy thud of combat boots. It all started at my engagement party. I was engaged to Ethan, the son of Victoria, the powerful president of the Sterling Bank. The party was a lavish affair at the prestigious Oakwood Country Club. Crystal chandeliers cast a harsh light on the 200 elite guests. Waiters in white gloves stood still, holding silver trays of champagne. Victoria, in her regal purple designer gown, slammed a 50-page prenuptial agreement on the table in front of me, in front of everyone. "Sign this right now, or leave my son," she hissed. She saw me as a helpless orphan running a struggling digital marketing business, a gold digger desperate for their family name. I picked up the heavy brass pen she had placed next to the contract, but instead of blindly signing, I decided to read it. As I flipped through the pages, my eyes landed on a very specific string of numbers. It was the account number of a trust fund my late father had left me. I remembered it from the faded letters he had sent me before he passed away. The agreement stated that by marrying Ethan, I would waive all liability and audit rights for any financial trusts managed by Sterling Bank. I realized that this so-called wedding was an elaborate criminal setup. I grabbed Ethan by his tuxedo sleeve and pulled him into the dim hallway. "What is wrong with you, Bobby?" he hissed. "Are you trying to embarrass my mother in front of the board?" I tried to reason with him, telling him it was a financial trap. But he laughed mockingly, saying his mother was just protecting the bank's assets. He accused me of being ungrateful and paranoid. That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I received a call from Lily, Ethan's younger sister. She was the golden child of the Kensington family. Her voice was filled with venom as she berated me for causing a scene at the party. She bragged about the new $180,000 customized sports car the family bank had bought for her as an early wedding gift. Her words only fueled my suspicion. I decided to dig deeper. I booted up my old laptop and plugged in the encrypted hard drive that contained my father's financial records. After 45 minutes of searching through dense PDF files, I found the irrevocable trust agreement. My father, a brilliant software engineer, had placed $12 million into a secure trust fund for me. I would inherit it free and clear on my 35th birthday. But if I married before then, the trust would unlock. And the trustee of this fund was Sterling Bank. 2 hours later, Victoria called, inviting me for a late morning tea at the country club. She tried to bribe me with a $50,000 cashier's check to sign the prenuptial agreement. When I refused, her sweet smile turned into a cold, malicious glare. She threatened to bankrupt my marketing agency if I didn't sign. True to her word, by Tuesday morning, my 3 largest corporate clients canceled their contracts. I was trapped, but then, my office door opened. Ethan walked in, holding a bouquet of white roses, playing the role of the sympathetic savior. He asked me to take out a home equity line of credit on my apartment to cover a supposed start-up investment. But I knew he was in debt from underground gambling. I decided to play along, but instead of wiring the $200,000 from the equity loan to him, I sent it to the most ruthless federal whistle-blower attorney in the state as a non-refundable retainer. I also met with Ryan, a forensic tax attorney who was married to Lily. He revealed that he had been watching the Kensington family's finances for 3 years. He knew about the embezzlement of my trust fund. He gave me a USB drive with all the internal bank documents, warning me not to use their Wi-Fi. Lily came to my office one day, asking me to handle a PR crisis for her. She had been caught driving under the influence, and a blogger was threatening to publish the story. She demanded I do it for free, saying I was the help. When I asked about the source of funds to pay off the blogger, she carelessly revealed that they were using my father's trust fund as a slush fund. I recorded her confession. At the rehearsal dinner, Victoria cornered me in the restroom, demanding I sign the final prenuptial agreement. I refused, saying I preferred to sign it in front of the guests. Back in the ballroom, I exposed their embezzlement scheme. Ethan snapped and tried to attack me, but Ryan stepped in and stopped him. Ryan also announced his divorce from Lily, revealing how they had forged his signature on tax returns. Just then, the FBI agents burst in. Victoria tried to assert her power, but Agent Reynolds arrested her for wire fraud, embezzlement, and severe violations of the Federal Banking Act. Ethan collapsed to his knees, begging for mercy, but I felt nothing for him. The next morning, the news reported the complete federal seizure of Sterling Bank. The Kensington family's empire was destroyed. I got my father's trust fund back, along with massive punitive damages. I transformed my small marketing agency into a corporate powerhouse, focusing on empowering women entrepreneurs. As I stood on the balcony of the downtown penthouse at the charity gala, looking out at the city skyline, I felt free. The Kensington family, who thought they could use me as a pawn, never knew that I had the power to take them down. I had learned that true power lies in financial independence, and I was determined to help other women discover that same strength. A year later, at the charity gala, I looked around at the room full of brilliant self-made women. Ryan stood beside me, handing me a glass of sparkling water. We clinked our glasses, celebrating our victory over the elite. The Kensington nightmare was finally over, and I was ready to embrace a new chapter in my life.